Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Crochet for Baby. Thanks for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet this diaper cover or baby bloomers for baby girls between 6 and 9 months old. It's part of the new crochet set for baby girls that I'm going to show you, which includes the matching little dress and now the matching diaper cover. Stay tuned for the matching bonnet and the matching headband along with the matching baby booties. I'll go ahead and upload those next. Now, this baby set, like I said, is for baby girls between 6 and 9 months old, but you can easily make it smaller or bigger. Down here in the information box, I'm going to leave you some information on how you can make it smaller or bigger. I'd say between 3 and 18 months, so be sure to check that out. Also, I will leave a link up here to all of these tutorials once I upload them so that you can easily find them, or if you click the little lamb down here next to my channel name, it'll take you to where you can find all of these tutorials too. Okay, so let's get started and thank you for watching. Okay, to begin, I'll be using this 3.5mm crochet hook, and I'll be using this yarn. This is super soft baby double knit. This is in the color light blue. It's the same yarn that I used to make the little dress. Now, if you're in the US, you can also use number 3 yarn. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is the waistband, like this. So I have mine ready. I don't want to cut my yarn, so I'm going to show you here with this white yarn. It's the same weight yarn. So what you're going to do is you're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this waistband here is about an inch, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, it's a little bit more. If you want to make it wider, then make more chains here. I'm going to make 8 chains. So to begin, on the second chain from the hook, insert your hook and make a single crochet and a single crochet into each one of the chains, like this. Now at the end, we're going to have 7 single crochets. Okay, here are my 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now chain 1, turn, and what we're going to do is same thing. We're going to make single crochets on each one of these single crochets, but we're only going to go through the back loop of each one of the single crochets, like this. Beginning into the first one, make a single crochet into the next, single crochet into the next, and single crochet into the next, like this. Okay, again, you should have 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chain 1, turn, and then repeat the same thing. Starting on this last single crochet that I did through the back loop, make your first single crochet into the back loop of the next, a single crochet, and so on. This is how we're going to make our waistband. You can make it any other way. If it's easier for you, that's fine. The important thing is that if you do it any other way, that you have the same number of stitches that I will have once I make my row of single crochets here on the side. I'll show you that part in a minute. So chain 1, turn, and then repeat. That's how you're going to continue and make your waistband. Like I said, I have mine ready here. This one I did a total of 78 rows, and it's measuring without stretching or anything, just like this. It's measuring about 38 centimeters, which is about 15 inches. Now what we're going to do is we're going to join both sides. So let's see, we're going to go right here. Insert your hook through the first stitch right here and bring this loop through the front. Chain 1, insert your hook into the next stitch and into the next single crochet back here through both loops and make a slip stitch. Into the next, another slip stitch, and into the next single crochet in the back, a slip stitch. This is how we're going to join here. Okay, so now we're joined, and here's the waistband. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make single crochets here on top. So chain one. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to make single crochets, and we're going to increase. So beginning into the next 2 rows, I'm going to make a single crochet like this. Now into the 3rd row, make 2 single crochets. Again, into the next 2 rows, make a single crochet, and into the 3rd row, 2 single crochets. Again, into the next 2 rows, 1 and 2, make 1 single crochet on each, and into the 3rd row, 2 single crochets. Continue like this all around, and I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this row of single crochets. I have a total of 103 single crochets. Now to finish, go on top of the 1st single crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now what we're going to do here is the 1st row to this pattern. So you're going to chain 5. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And into this same stitch here, make a double crochet. In this row, we're going to make V stitches separated by 3 single crochets. So to make your next one, you're going to skip 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th, you're going to make another V stitch. Each one of the V stitch is going to consist of a double crochet, 2 chains, double crochet. Again, skip 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th, make another V stitch. One more time, skip 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th, another V stitch. This is how you're going to continue for this 1st row. I'll meet you at the end of this row. I'm here at the end of this 1st row. This is where we did these V stitches. I have a total of 26 V stitches. Now to finish, we're going to go here to the side of this chain 5, and we're going to join with a slip stitch. Now for the 2nd row, chain 1, and here we're going to work a front post double crochet. So you're just going to go into the 3 chains here and make a front post double crochet. Inside this chain space, you're going to do 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets, and then work a front post double crochet. Again, the next V stitch, work a front post double crochet. Inside the chain 2 space, you're going to make 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets, and then a front post double crochet. This is all we're going to do for the 2nd row, so continue, and I'll meet you here at the end. I'm here at the end of this 2nd row. I have 26 fans. Now to finish this row, each time you make this row, you're going to go here to the side where we have this chain, and you're just going to join with a slip stitch. Now for the 3rd row, we're going to repeat the row of V stitches. So here we're going to make 3 slip stitches. 1 on top of the next double crochet, that's the 2nd one, and inside the chain 2 space, make a slip stitch. Now chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and into this same space here, make a double crochet. Jump to the next fan, and inside the chain 2 space, do the same thing. Double crochet, 2 chains, double crochet, jump to the next one and do the same thing. Double crochet, 2 chains, double crochet. That's all you're going to do for this 3rd row, so continue, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. I'm here at the end of this row. This is where we did V stitches. This is the 3rd row. Now I have 26 V stitches. To finish, we're going to go here to the side where we have these 5 chains and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finish this row. Now from here on, you're going to repeat these 2 rows. So here to start you off on the next row, you're going to do the row of fans. So to do this, you're going to chain 1, and right here where we have these chains, you're going to make a front post double crochet. Then inside this chain space, you're going to do a fan. A fan consists of 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets, and then front post double crochet. Now let me show you again. Front post double crochet, fan inside the chain 2 space, and then front post double crochet again. This is how you're going to continue for the rest of this row. On each one of the V-stitches, this is what you're going to do. When you finish this row, you're going to join here to the side where we have this chain with a slip stitch, and then you're going to repeat the row of V-stitches again. You're going to make 3 slip stitches, and then inside this chain 2 space, chain 5, and then a double crochet, and then inside each one of the fans a V-stitch, just like I have here. Now, I'm not exactly sure how many rows I'm going to do from here on, but continue watching and I will let you know exactly how many rows I'm going to do. So I'll meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I did a total of 12 rows. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 rows. My last row here is this row of fans. Now it's measuring from the waistband down to the last row. It's measuring about 8 inches, which is about 20 centimeters. If you want to make it a bit longer, you can add 2 more rows. I'm going to leave it like this because for the size that we're making this for, it's perfect. So now here, what we're going to do is we're going to divide the legs. We have a total of 26 fans. So what I have done here, this is where I finished, and then I did these 3 slip stitches. So I'm right here, right in the center of this next fan. This is where I finished. So I have put a stitch marker between these 2 fans in the back and then these 2 fans in the front. These are the 2 center fans. So for each one of the legs, I have 11 fans, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, and then here I have 11 as well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to divide the legs. So I'm right here in the center of this fan. So now chain 3 and make a double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets. We're going to make these fans here. Now we're going to jump to the 2 fans that we have here. If you count the fans, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is the 12th fan. So here, make a fan again. 2 double crochets, 1 chain, 2 double crochets. Jump to the next fan, this one here, and do the same thing. Here we're only going to chain 1. And then we're going to turn it again, and we're going to go into this last fan here. This is the last fan that I did before I finished my 8th row. And again, just make a fan. And now to finish, you're just going to go here to the side where we have the 3 chains right there and join with a slip stitch. Now we're going to cut our yarn. Make sure you leave about that much, I don't know, maybe 12 inches. Leave that much and then pass it through this last stitch there. And the legs are divided. I'm going to remove these stitch markers here to show you. And here it is. Now what you're going to do after we do the legs is you're going to use this yarn here to join right there and maybe stitch here a couple of stitches to close this part, and that's how you're going to close that hole. Now let's do one of the legs. So we're still here in the back side. I have a loop here ready, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here into this same fan where I did this first fan. So insert your hook there, grab a loop, and chain 5. We're going to continue with the same pattern here. So this next row for me is going to be a row of V stitches. So insert your hook back into that same stitch and make a double crochet. Now jump to the next one and do your V-stitch. Double crochet, 2 chains, double crochet. Now actually here I'm only going to chain 1. I'm going to reduce this part a tiny bit. So just chain 1 and then double crochet. So all of your V-stitches are now going to be double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, jump to the next and do the same thing. Now if you try this on your little girl and you feel like you need to add that extra chain, then go ahead and do it. I'm going to, this is the leg, so I'm going to try to reduce it a tiny bit here, and I'm going to do it this way. So all you're going to do now is just continue and work V-stitches in the same way all around until you come to this last fan. You should have 12 when you come here. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes. So I will meet you here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these V-stitches all around the leg. Now this is V-stitch number 12. We're going to make 2 more. So we're going to go into this fan, and right here to the side I'm going to make another V-stitch, and then right in the middle of these 2, right here, right in the center, I'm going to make the last one. So this would be V-stitch number 14. Now to finish, just go here to the side where we have these 4 chains. Here initially I told you to do 5, but I decided to do 4, so I'll leave a little note there for you to chain 4 and not 5. So now this is how I finished the first row with 14 V-stitches all around. Now for the second row we're going to do the row of fans. So chain 1 and right here to the side make a front post double crochet. Inside this space here you're going to do your fan of 2 double crochets, and in this case chain 1, 2 double crochets. And then again, if you need to make this a bit wider and you need to add an extra chain, go ahead, it's okay. And then a front post double crochet. And this is how you're going to work this row. Front post double crochet and then a fan, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and front post double crochet. Okay, that's all we're going to do all around. I'll meet you here at the end of this second row. I'm here at the end of this row. This is my last fan. Here to finish, just go to the side and join with a slip stitch. Now we're going to make 3 slip stitches here, and we're going to work 1 more row here of fans. So chain 3 and into this same space here make 2 double crochets. Jump to the next one and do 3 double crochets. This is all we're going to do for this row. You're just going to make 3 double crochets inside that chain 1 space. Continue like this and I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, I finished this row here at the end. All I did was just join to the beginning with a slip stitch. Then I cut my yarn and passed my yarn through that last loop. Now with this color white here, we're going to do a couple more rows. So here, insert your hook right in the middle of these last 2 stitches, right in the middle there, grab a loop, and chain 1. Now here I'm going to work front post and back post half double crochets, so like this. Now I know many have a hard time making front post and back post half double crochets, so what you can do is just work single crochets or half double crochets all around on top of each one of these double crochets. You can do that as well. So here we're just going to continue front post half double crochet, back post half double crochet, front post half double crochet, and back post half double crochet. Continue like this all around and I'll meet you here at the end. I'm here at the end. I did my last stitch here. This is a back post half double crochet. To finish, we're going to go here to the side where we have this chain and join with a slip stitch. Now I think I'm going to do 1 or 2 more rows, I'm not sure, but this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to chain 1 and then I'm going to work a front post half double crochet, then back post half double crochet, front post half double crochet, and back post half double crochet. I'm going to do the exact same thing I did on the first row. So continue like this. I'm not sure if I'm going to do 1 more row, but continue watching. I will let you know exactly how many rows I'm going to do, so I'll meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row. I decided to only do 2 rows here, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next instead. So here to finish, just go to the side and join with a slip stitch. So we have 2 rows here. Now for this third and final row, chain 4, we're going to skip 1, 2, and right here make a slip stitch. We're going to make this little border. Chain 4 again, skip this space and into the next, right here, make a slip stitch. Chain 4, skip 1 and into the next space here, make another slip stitch. Chain 4, skip 1 and into the next here, make a slip stitch. This is how I'm going to continue and finish this last row, and I think that looks okay. If you want to do another row instead, just like we did, you can. Continue and I'll meet you here at the end. Okay, I finished this last row here at the end. All I did was just join to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and then pass my yarn through this last loop, and this part here is done. That's what it looks like. Now you're going to do the exact same thing we did here on this side. You're going to do it here on this side. Here we did a total of 5 rows. We did the row of V stitches, the row of fans, and then this row of 3 double crochets, and then we finished with 2 rows of front post and back post half double crochets, and then this row here at the end. So that's 6 rows. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. Yes. So to start you off here, what we're going to do is we're going to go right here to the very last fan here that we have for this row here. We're going to go right here. We're going to insert our hook there. We're going to grab a loop like this, bring it through the front, and here we're going to do the row of V stitches. So chain 4, and into this same space here make a double crochet. Then we're going to go right here in the middle of these 2 and make a V stitch. Remember that for this row we had 14 V stitches and we only chained 1 here, or at least that's how I did mine, and then jumped here to this same space and make your next V stitch, and then from here on you're just going to continue all around making V stitches like this. When you finish here, you're going to join to the side with a slip stitch, then you're going to make this row of fans and then finish that row, and then start this row where we do 3 double crochets and then complete the last 2 rows, and then this row here that I just finished. And that's all we're going to do. So continue, and then I'll come back and show you our finished diaper cover. Okay, I finished making this other side. Here at the end, I just joined to the beginning, cut my yarn, and I just hid my end here on the inside. I also went ahead and just closed this center part here. I told you we were going to be left with a piece of yarn there, so all you do is just join those 2 sides together, and the diaper cover is done, and that's what it looks like. Here in the center, I just passed a little ribbon here through the center. You can do the same. So this completes this little set. Now we have the little dress, the matching little bonnet. Stay tuned for the matching little booties. So this was today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.